Boxing truth here. What a very disappointing performance from Ruslan Provodnikov, and probably is one of the biggest upsets of the year, as Provodnikov was as heavy as an 8-1 favorite according to some sports books when it came to his most recent bout against John Molina. In a very listless performance from Provodnikov, who just showed no urgency. There was no passion, no fire. This was a guy just a few years ago was willing to walk through hell in order to get a victory, was willing to sacrifice his body, to take an extraordinary amount of punishment to get a victory. And in the fight with Molina, he was just content on just not laying back, not doing much, not being explosive, not throwing many punches, not unleashing combinations that he does in the past. It was just a completely different version of Provodnikov. He just looked flat, didn't look alive in that ring. He looks lazy, disinterested, unmotivated. And going by his comments after the fight that his heart may not be in it no more, that he doesn't know if he even wants to fight again. It showed in that fight against John Molina. Credit to Molina, he got the win. He had a good performance. He fought smart. He drew a lot of punches. It was very impressive how many punches he threw. He's never thrown that many punches ever in his career. But it wasn't what Molina did. It was more what Provodnikov didn't do. He pretty much just let Molina off the hook. Molina was very content with just staying back, using his jab, and just slapping Provodnikov, just outscoring him and just landing a lot of slaps with arm punches. He wasn't trying to knock him out. He wasn't trying to land any big punches. He was content with just outworking him and out-touching him. And it was very frustrating to see Provodnikov just allow Molina to establish that game plan. I mean, Provodnikov could have took away that jab. He could have took away Molina's activity by getting him to the ropes and letting his hands go. But Provodnikov just didn't look like he wanted to be there. He just didn't look like he had a lot of fight in him. It looked like maybe all those tough fights that he's had, all those wars, has taken a lot out of him. Maybe it has taken away his thirst for combat, as he just didn't show that he was willing to go through hell in order to get a win. It was a completely different version of Provodnikov that I've seen in the past, and it's very disappointing. He was on the verge of getting a big opportunity, bigger fights had he gone past his assignment against John Molina. He signed a deal with Showtime prior to the bout. Peter Nelson, HBO, all the suits at HBO must be laughing their asses off at Showtime for pretty much allowing Provodnikov to walk away and go across the street to sign a deal with Showtime. And Provodnikov loses his first fight on the deal with his new contract with Showtime, as Showtime had some plans for him, some big fights. They wanted to make an Adrian Broner fight. They were all in on that fight. They wanted to make it next. Adrian Broner said he would have been down for that fight if the money was right, of course. So that fight would have been very possible had Provodnikov gotten past Molina. But now, who knows what's going to happen? Provodnikov's contemplating retirement. Doesn't even know if he wants to fight again. Everybody must be disappointed. His team, Showtime, the performance he put up, he was flat. There was just nothing there. It was a close fight. I thought it was the 115-113 scorecard was the most fair score. I thought that's what really went down in the fight, as Molina just outscored him, outpunched him, and just landed more slaps with a bunch of arm punches that he threw. But it is what it is. Very disappointing night this past Saturday for Provodnikov. Disappointed a lot of his fans. Disappointed Showtime, as many fans were really looking forward to a fight with Adrian Broner. A fight that would have been a great fight for him had Provodnikov showed the type of ferocity, passion, and intensity that he's shown in his past bouts against some of the best fights that he's had in his career. But it wasn't meant to be. That would have been a great fight for Provodnikov, a Broner fight. It's not like look, styles make fights. It's not like Broner on his best night would ever in his life throw 1,000 punches in a fight. It would have been a very winnable fight for Provodnikov. But after getting out-touched by Molina, who knows if he's going to fight again. And he pretty much just drew away a great opportunity by not winning this fight, as he had his most disappointing performance of his career and probably the most decisive loss of his career, as his other losses throughout his career have been debatable. As Provodnikov knew, he was flat. He didn't have it that night. Just something was missing. He just wasn't attacking with the same ferocity in the past. He had Molina in front of him. He could have did something. He looked good in some rounds. He showed some spurts of passion, but it was just too far and few in between. And he just allowed Molina just to slap him with a bunch of arm punches and jabs, and pretty much get outscored in the fight. But it is what it is. Disappointing for boxing fans, as Provodnikov has provided the boxing world a lot of great fights in his career. If this is truly over, and this is Provodnikov's last fight, it was a great run while it lasted. A lot of good fights. Fight of the years with Timothy Bradley, wars with Lucas Matisse and Mike Alvarado. Debatable losses to Herrera and Algieri. It's too bad. Would have liked to seen the Provodnikov put a beating on Adrian Broner, but John Molina just foiled those plans. This is Boxing Truth. I'm out.